So good to be back with you after a few weeks of not only having a concert in town, but we had Valentine's Day, so I went out with my wife. But I read a recent book, phenomenal book, one of the best books I've ever read, and the essentially one of the premises is talking about who God is. And the story goes like this. There's a man walking through the desert. His name happens to be Moses. And he's just minding his own business, and he's walking along. And all of a sudden he looks over, and there's a bush that's caught on fire, but isn't being consumed. And Moses walks over to have a closer look. And all of a sudden, this bush that's burning, that isn't being consumed, starts talking to him. He says, Moses, take off your shoes. You're on holy ground right now. And so all of a sudden, Moses takes off his shoes and he realizes this isn't just a typical burning bush. This is a crazy, out of this world burning bush. And this bush and Moses start having a dialogue back and forth. And God says, I've seen your misery, and I want to use you to go back to Pharaoh and to tell him, let my people go. And Moses has a great question, one that I think anybody who's talking to a burning bush would ask. Who should I say sent me? Because I can't really tell him a burning bush sent me. And God in his wisdom says, oh no, Moses, here's what I want you to tell them. Tell them I am sent you. I am. Which speaks of the eternality of God, that he always has been. I am. He is right now. I am. And as I'm reading this now, thousands of years later, God is still saying, I am. So this speaks of his very nature, that he's eternal in the past. He's the present God. And he's the eternal in the forward God. He always is. He's the great I am. And Moses says, I am, or God. How can I do that? How can I go talk to Pharaoh? How can I, through my words, speak freedom from bondage for my people? He goes, I am not eloquent. I am slow to speech. My tongue does not work well. He might have had a stuttering problem. Moses asks a great question, but God doesn't really appreciate it. He says, go. I'm sending you forth. The I am is going to be with you. I am will be with you. Go. Go. And he gives him a promise. He says, I will tell you what to say, and I will teach you how to do it. The great I am will be with you. And Moses again says, Lord, send someone else. I can't do the job that you're asking me to do. I can't do it, Lord. I can't do it. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good leader. I can't do it. Send someone else. Anybody else, Lord. Send somebody else. And God says, no, I want you. to help you. I'm going to cause your brother Aaron the Levite to come up next to you. And you guys are going to serve together. Do you have somebody that you serve with? See, Aaron had a gift. He had a gift to speak. But apparently he needed some mentor. And God says, I'm going to speak to you, Moses. And you're going to speak to him as if you were God. And we know the end of the story. We know that God used Moses and Aaron to lead the entire Israelite nation out of bondage. Isn't that awesome? 1 million people were forever affected because Moses went with Aaron. And when Jesus says in John 8:58 that he is the I am, before Abraham your father was, I am. And then they picked up stones to throw at him because he was basically saying that I am has come. And I am him, and I am God has come. We read in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, and he became flesh. And if you look at the word I am, presently it's I be. I-B-E, I be. I am, I be. And when it says that, and he became flesh, literally it's meaning became. Of course he did, because he's the great I am. Became flesh. The same God who commissioned Moses in Exodus chapter 3 and 4 has come. The one who is speaking through the burning bush that was not consumed has come. And the same promise that's for Moses is for you and I today. That he sends us forward. He sends us out, even with all of our propensities, even with all of our issues, even with all of our lack. He says, I'm going to teach you and I'm going to speak to you. And we don't do it alone. He sends us an Aaron to team up with us. And through them, there was freedom from bondage that took place. And I challenge you this week. Do you have somebody you can team up with? I'm not a great speaker. Oh, he is. Let's team up together. I challenge you. God wants to use you this week. He wants to use me this week. And I thank the Lord that he sends us people to team up together, that we might be able to proclaim freedom. We might be able to proclaim the good news found in Jesus Christ together. God bless you.